Well, thanks for joining us. Let's go to Chicago. And Tim Evans joining us live from the edge of that trading floor. Tim, hope you had a good weekend.
I did. I had a great weekend.
Yeah.
Hope you did as well.
Yeah, I heard it was like a Chamber of Commerce weekend in Chicago, and a lot of areas of the Midwest showing much the same here. But yet, and some rain scattered around, yet the trade adding a couple of cents here in corn and beans through the morning.
Yeah, I mean, it's, we're pretty quiet here to start. I mean, obviously we ended the week, with a bang across the board in the grains. Mm-hmm. The market predicted the weekend weather pretty well, and we're seeing weather this coming up week. The 6 to 8 day forecast is predicting more of the same. So I think the market did a pretty good job of pricing in that change in weather, and here we sit to begin the week.
Exactly right. We also have always new information here. The trade always looking for new numbers. They're getting in a lot of them late week, but we have the export inspection numbers came out this morning, kind of ho-hum, and below last week for corn, above last week for soybeans actually, but get your thoughts there, and wheat below last week as well.
Well, we're going to need to see something much better than ho-hum to provide a floor, and especially a floor to rally out of, given this is really a supply side concern that has had these markets weak here to close out last week.
Again, corn, those of you tuning in on Rural Radio, the corn inspections, 965,000. They were over 1.2 million a week ago. Soybeans, 315,000, 290,000 here a week ago. All right, we mentioned corn up a little bit. Soybeans are higher by a penny and a half. November, though, lost, the better part of 40 cents last week.
Yeah, I mean, soybeans have definitely kind of taken the brunt of the change in weather. I mean, the rains and hot temps, in the Midwest, it's really going to be providing kind of the ideal weather, for crop progress. Yeah. If you will, you could, kind of refer to it as kind of a greenhouse effect, which soybeans obviously thrive in. And, the market got a sense for that's the way the weather was going, and here we have it. So, I mean, I think, we can expect to see some of the official crop conditions numbers show an improvement there in soybeans.
Very good. And again, the wheat trade, I want to get your thoughts before we get to lose time here in the wheat complex. A lot of pressure in the face of just a little bit higher corn, unchanged, and a little higher, 1.5 pennies or so in beans, but not in wheat today.
Yeah, I mean, rain in the Dakotas and Montana over the weekend, and expected additional rainfall this week. Along with Russia, we're seeing that their exports picked up by 9.3% for the month that'll be ending here in June. So, that is some bearishness the market's kind of having to filter through here to begin the week. But I tell you, I mean, there's so much uncertainty, given all the crop damage issues that we're going to be facing. I don't think we're going to be down here long.
Very good. And we are higher, though, and as you mentioned in that Minneapolis trade, even though a lot of pressure in Chicago, Kansas City, higher by almost, we are a nickel higher now in July, Minneapolis.
Yeah, again, when you're dealing with the various grains or various strains of wheat, you're going to get some price differentials. I was referring to the Chicago spring wheat contract.
Tim Evans, Long Leaf Trading, is our guest live from Chicago. We'll take a break, come back, and keep him working, looking at the livestock trade. Arrows all pointing higher at last look. Cattle, feeder cattle, and hogs. We'll see what they are doing now, and his comments as we continue.
Folks, it's just soil, but to you, it's potential. You trust the land and its process, planting seeds for the future, knowing that good things take time. For nearly 6 decades, American Century Investments has helped clients reach retirement goals and pay for college tuitions. American Century Investments. Traditional values are at the heart of your work and ours. Visit AmericanCentury.com/RFDTV or call 1-844-ON-RFDTV.
RFDTV and FamilyNet are now available on Sling TV as part of the Heartland package for an extra $5 per month add-on. RFDTV is also available on DirecTV Now's most basic 60-channel package, as well as on Roku. Getting connected to RFDTV and FamilyNet is now easier than ever.
This portion of the Market Day Report is brought to you by Agro-Liquid Fertilizer, committed to industry leadership and principles and practices of responsible nutrient management.
And again, our thanks to our friends at AgroLiquid, great partners here on Market Day Report. Let's go back to Chicago, and Tim Evans, Longleaf Trading owner and president, CEO, and all those things that go along with being a business owner here, Tim. Thanks for joining us today. The livestock trade, all the arrows pointing higher after a, quote, neutral, a little bit negative cattle on feed report. Of course, they hit those markets pretty hard going into those reports, getting a bounce back today.
Yeah, I mean, I think what we're dealing with here to start the week is just a situation of market structure. You know, I mean, commitment of traders is still showing the market being pretty oversold. You know, as we began to make that move lower, you know, speculators really piled on the short side, and you know, I think we kind of found the market a little bit out of balance here to start the week. You know, I think market fundamentals are definitely supporting a continuation of the downward trend that we began, but I think we're having to do a little cleanup here. At Longleaf, we're looking for a resistance about 118.5. We think that'd be an area to reestablish some shorts if you don't have one already.
We are higher. The June still on the board, and an important, I suppose, for a few more days to the cash market. They're 120 3/4. That is the high of the day, by the way, and we're not too far from there in August. 117.52. A lot of folks were talking earlier today that we get over 117, and that might give us a shot even higher to another $6, $8.
It's possible. You know, everyone's got an opinion. You know, our opinion is, you know, given the kind of the technical component of the market and prevailing fundamentals, we actually think roughly 118.5 per the August contract would present an opportunity to come in and test that short side again.
Very good. Yeah, you mentioned. All right, before I let you go, I want to get your thoughts on the hog complex here. I'll get the numbers, those tuning in or listening in. But we are higher in hogs here as well. July over 86.5, and August has been over $80, now just below that by 50 points.
Yeah, I mean, here in the hogs, I mean, I think we're getting to a really interesting point where, you know, obviously cutout values and the cash prices, you know, support where we are and where we're going in the futures markets. You know, but there's some warning, you know, there's definitely some warning signs you know, that has traders a little nervous about kind of where we're going from here. You know, so I think the volatility that we saw late last week was a reflection of that nervousness. But I tell you, Mark, until we see cash prices turn, you know, the futures are going to hold up here. Exactly
right. And we do have that quarterly hog and pig report. I haven't seen any numbers of what the trade expects. Normally, it's not much of a change from quarter to quarter. But are you expecting anything this Thursday in that hog and pig report?
No, I mean, I don't think we'll really see anything there. I mean, what we're looking at again, I mean, is those pork cutout values and the cash prices, you know, around major trading posts in the U.S.
Yeah, very good. Tim, thanks for your time as always. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Mark. Have a nice day.
Thank you. Tim Evans, Longleaf Trading, live from